Hey everyone, it's Albert Flynn DeSilver here again with the weekly message. I am the author of Writing as a Path to Awakening, which you probably already know, the memoir Beamish Boy, which you may or may not know, and several books of poems, which you definitely don't know. And welcome again to the weekly message. I'm so glad that you have tuned in, and I'm coming to you weekly with this offering of insights on mindfulness, meditation, creative awakening, basically, is what this is all about. And I want to share with you some insights and revelations that I've had that will help you move to that next level creatively, spiritually, in your own life. So welcome. And today's topic is discipline. Good old discipline. And I remember in regards to discipline, I used to think that discipline was something that you get. You know, like you get it from over there. That person has discipline, they're going to give it to me. And that there were certain people who had discipline. And I didn't grow up in a family of disciplined people. My parents were not particularly disciplined in that regard, especially in things like, you know, creativity or they didn't really have any sort of spiritual grounding. And so there weren't a lot of great models out there for me. And so we have to cultivate that. And this was a hard lesson for me to learn, that discipline is an inner exploration. It's an inner creative awakening. And discipline isn't something that we get from somebody else out there. I mean, certainly, hopefully, like someone like me can remind you of your own capacity for discipline. But I've noticed it's particularly challenging for writers and for spiritual seekers to find the discipline to sit down every day and meet the page and do the writing, to get that book done. It's hard. It's hard because we naturally experience doubt. We experience procrastination. We experience fear. Yes or yes? How many of you are experiencing that right now as you try and work through a book project, or just start trying to get to the page to just journal every day? And when I'm in a project, I do write every day. Right now, I'm not writing every day. I mean, I'm writing the content for things like this, and some upcoming workshops, and I'm working on a book proposal, things like that, but not like writing. So we go through phases, which is completely fine. But when we are committed to a project, it's really important to have consistency, because consistency wins. Yes or yes? Consistency wins in creativity, in spirituality, in business, in relationship, in life. Consistency wins. So the more consistent we can be, the better. Let's take this weekly message as a perfect example. I can't tell you how many times I committed to the weekly message. I remember 5 years ago, I was at some sort of seminar, business thingy, motivational, rah-rah, get motivated. And I committed to doing a weekly message, doing a video every week for a year. I didn't make it. I got caught up in a book project. I sold a book and then I went on tour with the book. So I felt like that was a pretty good excuse. But no excuses. We shouldn't have excuses. So here I am. I'm back here with the weekly message. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I hope this is useful. I hope these videos are useful. That's what I'm here for. It's not that I'm not here to entertain myself. I'm here to hopefully entertain you guys a little bit, but really inform you, inspire you, remind you of your own capacity for discipline in this case. Another great example, a few years ago, my wife and I started a business that we had no experience in whatsoever. I mean, I didn't have any experience. She had a little bit more experience because she was a social worker, and this was a home care business. But we had to completely change our schedules, and we had to do all of our exercise really early in the morning, which is not something that I did for years and years. I could not figure out how I was going to do this. I was so used to exercising in the afternoon because the morning is my sacred time to write, and prepare for my teaching and so forth. But we had to switch our whole schedules, and somehow I managed to do it. I figured it out, and I started getting up at literally the crack of dawn, and going out into the cold and hiking up the hill every morning. It was hard. It was rough. And the way that I did it, and this can be a metaphor and a symbol for any sort of discipline thing that we want to get consistent with, be that writing, be that spirituality, be that sitting on the cushion and meditating every day. And it's, number one, is to take small bites. So if I would commit to this exercise routine, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go out for 15 minutes. That's what I've got right now at the beginning. And then I complete that. I'm like, wow, that wasn't so bad. Actually, it was kind of nice. I got to see the sunrise. The air was really fun. It was beautiful. I saw a couple cool animals. And so then you're like, oh, that's a win. You know, I want to go back the next day. And so think about this in terms of writing or in terms of sitting down to meditate. Start small. Say, like, I'm going to write for 5 minutes, if that's what you can squeeze in. And succeed at that. Complete that. Completion is power. You know, when you set a goal and you complete that goal, you feel really good inside. And when you don't, you feel really bad and you don't want to return. This makes perfect sense, I'm sure. So think about that in regards to when you set your goals for meditation or for writing. Start really small. Accumulate lots of wins. Enter into that realm of consistency, and you're going to see progress. You're going to see that turn into habit, and then you will be a more disciplined person. Now, we're all disciplined people in different ways. We're disciplined on what feeds us and what we like and so forth. But, you know, starting off small in the difficult things, like whether that writing or meditation, just to sit still can be really difficult for us. To sit still and to write into that emotional place within, that's tricky. There's resistance there. But here's the other thing that will help you break through. And it's writing or sitting or doing whatever you don't want to do, doing it anyways. Facing that resistance and writing into it. Sitting through the resistance. So even when you're sort of complaining and whining inside, just doing it anyways, going up that hill, it's cold out, it's cloudy, it might be drizzling, but you're going to go for that hike anyways because you know you're going to feel better. Ultimately, you're going to be like, wow, I got that really interesting insight out on the page. Or I sat and was able to just be still for a few moments, and it set my day right. So this is what discipline is all about. Consistency wins. In writing, in spirituality, in relationship, consistency wins. So just a few thoughts on discipline. And I hope this helps. There's a whole chapter, actually, in Writing as a Path to Awakening on discipline in regards to writing and also in regards to mindfulness. You can check that out. So I hope this was helpful. And I just wanted to remind you guys a couple things. One, save the date. If you're here in the Bay Area, yoga and writing at Green Gulch Zen Center, save the date for September 7th. This is going to be an extraordinary event. I'm teaming up with Saraswati Claire, and she's from Yoga Kula in Berkeley, which is an amazing yoga studio, and we're going to get together for a day-long there at the Green Gulch Zen Center, and it's going to be an extraordinary day. You can sign up for that now, actually, on the website. And also, I want to help you with your memoir. If you're thinking about writing a memoir, I would love to support you. I'm doing an intensive weekend memoir writing workshop. It's online. You can attend from anywhere. You actually don't even have to be there on the 20th and the 21st. You can join us afterwards. I'm going to record the whole sessions. But you do need to register in advance, and the spots are filling up. I only have a limited number of spots because my Zoom account only allows me so many people in a webinar. Last time we had, I think it was 250 people registered for my class, and I do not have that capacity for, that was a different sort of segment, but for this one, I only have 100 spots. So please go ahead and register if you're interested. Register today. It might fill up and sell out. But I'd love to see you there. And until next time, thanks so much always for tuning in. Till then, live well, love well, and write well. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.